Hey everyone, I'm Alex Thompson, and let me tell you, I've always prided myself on being the guy who notices the little things, the way the coffee steam curls just right in the morning, or how the leaves rustle before a storm hits. But nothing prepared me for the day when one single laugh tore my life apart. It was my wife's laugh, that bubbly, infectious giggle that's like music to my ears. Except this time, it was coming from a stranger's phone, in a video where she had no business being. My heart stopped. How could something so innocent expose the biggest betrayal of my life? If you're hooked already, and trust me, this story gets wilder, hit that like button, drop a comment below sharing if you've ever had a gut feeling turn into a nightmare, and subscribe for more real-life confessions like this. You won't want to miss the twists coming up. Okay, let's rewind a bit. Emily and I met back in college, at one of those awkward freshman mixers where everyone's trying too hard to seem cool. She was studying graphic design, I was in engineering, and our worlds collided over a spilled cup of cheap beer. Her laugh was the first thing that caught me. Loud, unapologetic, with this little snort at the end when something really tickled her. It was endearing, you know, made her stand out in a sea of fake smiles. We dated for 3 years, got married right after graduation, and built what I thought was a solid life together in Seattle. We had a cozy apartment in Capitol Hill, 2 cats named Whiskers and Mittens, and jobs that kept us busy but not overwhelmed. I worked as a software developer for a tech startup, pulling long hours but always making time for date nights. Emily freelanced as a designer, working from home most days, which gave her flexibility. Or so I thought. Things were great for the first 5 years. We traveled, hit up Europe for our honeymoon, road tripped down the Pacific Coast Highway. We laughed a lot, fought a little, but always made up with that same goofy energy that brought us together. But around year 6, something shifted. It was subtle at first, like a crack in the foundation you don't notice until the rain seeps in. Emily started staying out later with friends from work. She'd come home smelling like unfamiliar cologne, blaming it on a crowded bar or a hug from a client. Her phone became glued to her hand, and she'd angle the screen away when I walked by. I'd ask, casually, "Hey, who's that?" And she'd wave it off with a smile. "Just Sarah from the design group chat. Girl stuff, babe." I didn't want to be that jealous husband, you know, the one who snoops and accuses without proof. I'd seen enough Reddit threads about controlling partners to know better. So I pushed the doubts down, told myself it was paranoia from stress at work. My project was ramping up, deadlines looming, and maybe I was projecting. But the signs kept piling up. One night, I found a receipt in her purse for a fancy Italian restaurant downtown, the kind we used to go to for anniversaries. It was for 2 people, dated a Tuesday when she said she was at a yoga class. "Must be a client lunch," she explained when I asked, her eyes darting just a fraction too quickly. Her laugh followed, that signature giggle, but it sounded forced, like she was trying to lighten the mood. Internal thoughts raced through my mind constantly. Am I overthinking this? She's my wife, we've built a life together. But why does everything feel off? I started paying more attention, noticed how she'd delete texts right after reading them, or how her girls' nights turned into full weekends away. Then there was Mike, my best friend since high school. He worked in sales, always the life of the party, and he'd been hanging around more lately. "Just checking in on you guys," he'd say, slapping me on the back. Emily and Mike had always gotten along. Too well, maybe? They'd banter like old pals, and her laugh would echo through the room whenever he told one of his dumb jokes. It was endearing, you know, made her stand out in a sea of fake smiles. The tension built slowly, like a pot simmering on the stove. I'd lie awake at night, staring at the ceiling while she slept soundly beside me. What if it's nothing? What if I'm ruining this over nothing? But deep down, my gut screamed otherwise. Little things added up. Lipstick on a collar that wasn't hers. Wait, no, that was mine from a work event. See? Paranoia. No, real things. Her suddenly taking up running in the evenings, coming back flushed and evasive. Or the time I called her during lunch and she picked up breathless, background noise like she was in a car with someone else laughing faintly. It all came to a head one rainy Saturday afternoon. I was home alone. Emily had gone to visit her sister in Portland for the weekend. I was scrolling through my phone, mindlessly browsing Reddit, when I stumbled into RV relationships. People sharing stories of infidelity, gut-wrenching tales that mirrored my suspicions. One post linked to a TikTok video compilation of funny cheating fails. I clicked it for a laugh, needing distraction. The first few clips were harmless, people getting caught in lies, awkward texts popping up. But then, clip number 4, a guy filming himself pranking his buddy at a hotel bar. The camera pans, and in the background, there's a couple at a table, heads close, whispering. The woman throws her head back and laughs. That laugh. My wife's laugh. The snort at the end sealed it. I paused, rewound, zoomed in. The quality was grainy, but her profile was unmistakable. The wavy brown hair, the silver necklace I bought her for our anniversary. And the man? Blurry, but familiar build. My blood ran cold. No way, this can't be real. I replayed it a dozen times, heart pounding. The video was posted 2 weeks ago, geotagged to a hotel in Bellevue, just outside Seattle. Emily had been at a design conference that weekend. Suspense gripped me like a vice. Who was that guy? Why was she there? I felt sick, the room spinning. This wasn't just suspicion anymore. This was evidence dropped into my lap by a random laugh in a viral video. I sat there staring at the screen, the rain pattering against the window like accusatory fingers. Part of me wanted to call her right then, scream into the phone. But another part, the calculated engineer in me, said, wait, gather more, build your case. The tension was unbearable, my perfect life unraveling from one goddamn giggle. Little did I know, this was just the beginning. The real twist was waiting, and it would hit harder than I could imagine. As I sat there in our dimly lit living room, the TikTok video frozen on my screen, my mind raced like a glitchy code I couldn't debug. That laugh, Emily's laugh, echoed in my head, mocking me. How long has this been going on? Who is he? I felt a surge of emotional tension, a mix of rage and heartbreak twisting in my gut. I couldn't just confront her yet. I needed proof, something undeniable. So I did what any suspicious spouse in 2025 would do. I dove deeper online. First, I screenshotted the video, noting the username of the poster, @prankmaster87. A quick search showed he was local, often filming in Seattle bars. I messaged him anonymously. Hey, that clip from the Bellevue Hotel, any chance you have the full video? Recognized someone. No response at first, but hours later he replied with a longer cut. There it was, Emily, clearer now, leaning into this guy, her hand on his arm. And the man? As the camera steadied, my world tilted. It was Mike, my best friend Mike, with his stupid grin, whispering something that made her giggle again. Betrayal hit like a freight train. Mike, the guy who'd been my roommate in college, who stood as best man at our wedding. He'd been over for barbecues, helped us move into this apartment, and now this? Internal thoughts flooded me. How could he? How could she? Was our whole friendship a lie? Suspense built as I pieced it together. I remembered odd moments. Mike canceling plans last minute, Emily mentioning him more often. Mike's so funny, she'd say, eyes sparkling. I thought it was harmless. I didn't sleep that night. Instead, I turned detective. Checked our shared bank statements online. Subtle charges for hotels, dinners I didn't know about. One for a spa day in Bellevue, matching the video date. Then her phone bill, which I accessed through our family plan. Texts to Mike's number, hundreds over months. No content shown, but the frequency screamed affair. Emotional tension clawed at me. I paced the apartment, cats watching curiously. Confront them separately? Together? What if they deny it? Emily called that evening, voice cheerful. Hey babe, missing you. Sis says hi. I forced normalcy. Miss you too. How's Portland? We chatted mundanely, but my heart hammered. After hanging up, I texted Mike. Dude, beer tomorrow? Need to talk. He replied instantly. Sure, man. Everything okay? You tell me, I thought bitterly. The next day, Sunday, Emily wasn't due back till evening. I met Mike at our usual spot, a dive bar downtown. He sauntered in, all smiles. Alex, what's up, bro? We ordered drinks, and I let the small talk flow. Work, sports, building suspense. Then, casually, I pulled out my phone. Saw this funny video. Check it out. His face drained of color as Emily's laugh filled the air. That's, looks like Emily, he stammered. Yeah, and you, I said flatly. Tension escalated. His eyes widened. Alex, it's not what you think. Save it, I cut in. How long? Dialogue spilled out raw. He denied it first. We were just meeting for drinks. She needed advice on a project. But I pressed, in a hotel bar? With her hand on you? He crumbled. A few months. It started innocently, flirting at that party you missed. One thing led to another. I'm sorry, man. Sorry? The word ignited fury. You're my best friend, I yelled, drawing stairs. Internal monologue rage. This twist, my wife and my friend? Classic cliche, but it hurts like hell. He begged forgiveness. We didn't mean to hurt you. Emily loves you. This was a mistake. But hints dropped. She's unhappy, Alex. You work too much. Excuses. I stormed out, leaving him with the bill. Back home, I waited for Emily. She arrived bubbly, suitcase in hand. Honey, I'm home. Her laugh echoed. Now it grated. I confronted her in the kitchen. We need to talk. Showed the video. Her face paled. Alex, that's not... Don't lie, I said, voice breaking. Suspense peaked as she broke down. It was Mike. It started after that fight we had about kids. I felt neglected. Tears flowed. Emotional depth hit hard. I love you, but I don't know. We argued for hours, yelling, crying. She admitted the affair, stolen moments, texts, even a weekend conference that was really a getaway. Twists revealed. Mike wasn't the first. There'd been a coworker before, but it ended. Another layer. My world shattered further. That night, we slept apart. Tension simmered. I couldn't look at her without seeing betrayal. But hints of misunderstanding crept in. Maybe our marriage had cracks I ignored. She pleaded, let's fix this. Counseling? I wasn't sure. The story twisted deeper. Was it all her fault, or mine too, for being absent? Suspense hung. Would I forgive, or end it? As days blurred, I confided in my sister, Lisa. Alex, you deserve better, she said over coffee. Side characters like her grounded me. Work suffered. My boss, Karen, noticed. Take time off if needed. But the emotional roller coaster intensified. Emily moved to the guest room, us tiptoeing around each other. One evening, she cooked my favorite meal, pasta carbonara, trying to bridge the gap. Remember our first date? She asked softly. Yeah, when you laughed so hard, sauce flew everywhere. Nostalgia clashed with pain. Yet hints escalated. I found an old email on her laptop. Yeah, I snooped, guilty. From Mike, can't wait for our next meeting. Attached photo, them kissing. Rage boiled. Confrontation round 2. How many lies? She sobbed. I ended it after the video, promise. But trust was gone. The twist deepened. Adult cheating, yes, but rooted in our emotional disconnect. Mystery lingered. Was there more? By week's end, I demanded space. She stayed with her sister, for real this time. Alone, internal thoughts consumed me. Can we salvage this? Or is the laugh that exposed it the end? Tension at its peak, I knew resolution was coming, but at what cost? The days after Emily left for her sisters felt like wading through molasses, slow, sticky, and exhausting. I'd wake up to an empty bed, the silence deafening without her morning hum or that damn laugh filling the space. Internal thoughts plagued me. Did I push her away? Was work more important than us? But betrayal's sting lingered, sharp as ever. I threw myself into routines. Gym, work, walks with the cats on leashes. Yeah, they hated it. Side characters stepped up. My coworker, Jake, dragged me to trivia nights. Dude, you need distractions, he'd say, clapping my shoulder. Emotional tension built as Emily texted daily. Miss you, can we talk? I ignored most, but curiosity and love won out. We met at a neutral coffee shop midweek. She looked worn, eyes puffy. Alex, I messed up bad, she started, voice trembling. Dialogue unfolded raw. It wasn't just Mike. I felt invisible. You'd code till midnight, forget anniversaries. I countered, and cheating fixes that? With my best friend? Tears fell. She admitted full scope. 6 months with Mike, emotional before physical. Twist resolved. No more secrets. It was adult infidelity, born from misunderstanding our drifting apart. We talked for hours, peeling layers. I laughed in that video because he made me feel seen, she confessed. But it was fake. You're my real home. Suspense eased into vulnerability. I shared faults. I buried myself in work to avoid facing our issues. No kids, growing apart. It wasn't excuse, but context. We agreed to therapy, starting that week with Dr. Elena Ramirez, a no-nonsense counselor recommended by Lisa. Sessions were brutal. Dr. Ramirez probed. Alex, what hurt most, the act or the lie? Both, I admitted. Emily opened up. I sought excitement, but it destroyed us. Twists emerged, her childhood abandonment issues fueling insecurity. Mine, perfectionism from strict parents. Emotional depth hit. We cried, yelled, but progressed. Mike? I cut him out. Blocked, no contact. He tried apologizing via email. Bro, forgive me. Deleted. Clean break. Months passed. Tension faded into rebuilding. We dated again. Picnics, movies, rediscovering laughs. Hers became music again, not a trigger. One night, over wine, she giggled at my bad joke. That sound, it's you, I said softly. Resolution bloomed. We renewed vows privately, just us and officiant friend Sarah. No big affair, simple, real. But not all fairy tales. We set boundaries, open phones, weekly check-ins. Lesson learned, communication is key. Ignore cracks and they become chasms. Cheating shatters trust, but with work, rebuilding's possible, if both commit. Not everyone forgives, some shouldn't. For us, it worked. Today, 2 years later, we're stronger. Emily's laugh, it exposed the rot, but also saved us by forcing truth. If you're in this spot, seek help. Don't let one moment define everything. Thanks for listening to my confession. Remember, life's full of twists. Navigate with heart.